guys, and welcome back to a new episode with Tanoka One. Today we are discussing 1118 Hell's Angel, written by none other than Buck Lemming, whom, as you know, are notoriously bad writers. I personally was shocked with the episode. I really liked it. Responses seem to be all across the board, and a lot of people I know had to watch the episode more than once in order to enjoy it. They saw it one way initially, and then seeing other people's reactions and hearing their perspectives, it sort of put it in a new light for them. And they're like, wait a minute, I gotta go back and rewatch this now, because now I see it with new eyes, so maybe I won't take it the way, maybe I took it the wrong way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's interesting. I didn't see it from that standpoint. You know, maybe I should go back and reconsider. So I busted out laughing as soon as I woke up the next morning after the episode, because I literally had 20 messages from people responding and stuff like that as far as what they thought of the episode, good or bad, and, you know, asking questions and opinions and stuff like that. So we will get right to that. So, first, couple of questions. Anon said, it was badly written episode from start to finish. I spotted that the tone was off just from that sneak peek. This episode cut me deep. It reminded me of my least favorite episode of all time, Holy Terror. Everything was bad. The dialogue, the acting, except for Misha and Emily, the tone, the progression of scenes. We saw Cass, but even that wasn't fulfilling. Jared held his hand out when he was acting just like fake Jared did in The French Mistake. I laughed through most of it and then got angry. The next Anon said, this episode was all over the place. I'm sorry, I hated it. I can't think of one thing that was innovative, interesting, clever, or logical in the episode. For a long time, I had been a Buck Lemming apologist. Now I understand why people say their writing sucks so bad. Season 11 was doing well, in my opinion. The writing was good. Things were making sense. We were getting character development. It was very naturalistic. This episode was amateur hour. Poor script, pretty much poor everything. Let's see. And the next Anon said, I liked Lucifer in Heaven and Amara and Rowena. That's it though. I can't flail about the Dean cast stuff because Dean didn't seem like the same Dean we'd been seeing up to that point. It was imposter Dean. It was like the Dean that shows up whenever Robbie or Andrew aren't writing his character. Dean didn't do anything out of character, but it still feels like watching slash fiction. Every writer gives their own interpretation to the character, and I can always tell the difference. Next Anon said, I liked the episode, but it was probably because things were actually happening for a change. It was a lot to take in. Yes, I very much liked the episode. There's more messages. I'll get to those in a minute. Those get more specific rather than just, hey, this was my takeaway. I really liked the episode. I liked pretty much everything about it. There were a couple of things that I didn't really care for or was just like, okay, you really went with that direction when you could have gone with this better one. And I'm not a Buck Lemming fan at all. I hate them. I think both of them need to be fired. I hate them. They suck. But like I said, this season, and I said this early in one of my earlier episodes, they apparently were forced to up their game. They read some books, they took some classes, something. They got better. They always still do the one thing where they literally have to throw in a no homo line. Like where in the episode where Dean and Sam are looking for Cass who's under the dog spell, and Dean randomly catcalls some woman, so it's just like, okay, we can't make this too gay. He still likes chicks, you know. And literally they have the line in the episode about the Zorro mask, about he wants to get slapped by some woman during sex while wearing a Zorro mask type thing. Just like, you know, some people took that really wrong. I actually took it as kind of a bisexual line about like, dude, your bisexuality is showing. I don't know if you know that, but apparently Antonio Banderas is on his, you know, list of actors he would totally do. You know, young Han Solo is also probably on there. So, like I said, I really enjoyed the episode. I give it like 4 out of 5, dude. I like Rowena was good in it. Ruthie's acting was better. I like Rowena. I have problems with her as far as and I think it's an acting choice that she doesn't necessarily realize that it comes across as bad acting. That Rowena tries too hard to get on the good side of the people in power that she wants to impress. And it's just over the top. And you're like, reel it back, dude. Just come on, bring it in just a little bit. Tone it down. Come on. You were making yourself way too obvious. And just, it's so over the top. It's kind of annoying. You know, when she's just being herself, she's fine. She's great. But it's only when she's wanting to impress people. Or come across as more powerful than she is. And I swear to God, it's like a chihuahua trying to pass itself off as a Doberman. I mean, it's just like she's all puffed up and I'm impressive. And you're like, no, calm yourself. Sit. You know, you're a small little dog. You are not 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Simmer. Know your place. Chill. And that's just, like I said, I think that's an acting choice more than the character. And that's something that kind of bugs me. You know, and also, Castiel, or not Cast, but Lucifer, again, that's one thing that really bugs me, is that he just still is so out of character from season 4 and 5, or well, season 5. You know, it's like I said, they keep basing him off of this Lucifer that didn't exist. And it's kind of annoying because, like I said, he's out of character, and his whole salesmanship dude thing was just obnoxious. Like, where he's being all salesman guy with the angels trying to, oh God, that was annoying. And I'm like, stop, you're annoying, stop. And it has nothing to do with Misha's acting. Misha is perfect, okay? He's an angel sent to, you know, to Earth to make everything better. He bleeds rainbow sunshines and kittens. I mean, he just does. You know, his acting is great. I miss Mark Pellegrino as Lucifer, though. Like, favorite Lucy ever. I love him as Lucy. I love Lucy. And Jared, I would say, is my second favorite Lucifer. But, like, literally, it's because it's a completely different Lucifer. You know, it's the chilling, cold, cruel Lucifer, who, like, smiles sardonically at you and, like, you know, but doesn't do the whole jokes and the laughing and trying to be funny, sarcasm type thing. It's just, it's a completely different Lucifer, and that Lucifer was scary as fucking hell. You know, I loved it. I loved it so much because that Lucifer had depth and character. Oh God, I miss that Lucifer. This Lucifer's a lot of fun, but he's not the Lucifer I want. You know, which is kind of, is making this harder to swallow. He's great, you know, on his own right, or in his own right, but it's not the same. And that kind of makes it harder because a lot of times when he does things, it seems horribly, horribly out of character. Because it's like, that makes no sense. And then, like, half the time I'm yelling at the screen, you know, Lucifer, what are you doing? Like, at one point, I'm like, stop! Lucifer, stop! Just that's all I could do. It's like, just stop. You know, I really liked the episode, though. So, you know, I hope after maybe seeing other people's reactions to it and sort of getting new perspectives, if you rewatch the episode, maybe you'll like it more the second time around. Let's see, Anon said, there was so much going on tonight. I can't wait for your review video. Oh my God. My question for you is, do you think Castiel is God's chosen one? Amara sounds like she thinks it's Lucifer given the fact of him being God's first son or whatever, but Lucifer was cast out and dishonored long ago, probably shortly after her own imprisonment, right? But Castiel, who was created with too much heart and is so similar to humankind, who has already been shown God's favor, I think Cass is the chosen one. That's actually a very interesting idea, and I guess we'll see hopefully the actors have basically made my heart hurt, as they so frequently do because they're sadists. Have commented on the fact that the finale is depressing and sad and it hurts, and I'm like, great guys, thank you. Captain America Civil War is out, so I'm gonna be traumatized enough as is. I needed more of that, heartache in my life. Thank you so much. Because apparently, happy endings are just uncalled for. That's just not necessary. It wouldn't make the emotional turmoil to come afterwards even more poignant or whatever if they actually had a season finale where, oh my God, they're happy. Look at them. Oh my God, and they're healthy and they're together and oh my God, they're happy. And then you rip the rug out. Just saying. Because I'm cruel and that's what I like to do to my characters when I write them. It's like, you have these perfect, beautiful little moments, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, your life just got worse. Prepare for heartache. Like, seriously, I've put my characters through some stuff. It's so much fun. But there's always a happy ending. Like, seriously, literally, nobody dies permanently, and there's always a happy ending. And there's these really great moments in between. There's not enough of that on Supernatural. And everything, they've gotten in a habit with the season finale where the big cliffhanger, 1, is always bad. And 2, the cliffhanger is always dealing with the big bad and leading into the next big bad. Rather than, like, at the end of season 1, they got hit by a car. And that's how it ended. Monsters weren't the threat to their lives. A car accident was. A very normal human thing. Why can't we have something like that? Where, like, literally something bad happens that is completely normal and mundane and ordinary. Or, not have something bad happen at all. Have it end happy and then have it go really bad at the start of the next season. Like, it was so good and so perfect for such a short time. It could have been so great. We could have had it all. Do that. Like, make your viewers suffer by making them really happy first. And like I said, I think Cass could be the chosen one. Because, 1, God keeps bringing him back and giving him back to Dean. And I think that's a big deal. And I think at this point God must be facepalming really hard, him and Gabriel. Because really, dude, get a hint. Get a hint. How many times do I have to bring him back to life? How many times do I have to give you back to each other? Get the hint! And I'm like, they're just going to wake up one morning with, like, permanent black marker written on their foreheads. Soulmates. Get with the freaking clue. Just like, I'm sorry, was that clue subtle enough? So, which will be kind of bad if Lucifer ends up being if Castiel ends up being God's chosen one, because Lucifer already has rejection issues. I mean, all of this started because he felt rejected. And also, I think Amara calling him the firstborn son breaks canon that we already have, because Michael's the firstborn son. Michael's the firstborn, Lucifer's the secondborn, Gabriel's third, and Raphael is fourth. If I remember correctly, that's canon. And if I remember correctly also, I think that's biblical canon as well, that Michael is the firstborn. Yes, Lucifer is God's favorite. And I'm not really sure what's in store for Lucifer. Even if Castiel is God's new chosen, that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't love Lucifer anymore. Because if God had lost hope for Lucifer, he wouldn't have created a cage to hold him forever. He'd have just given them a weapon to destroy him with, rather than, hey, here's a place you can stay where you can't hurt anybody, but you don't die, and you're safe. You know, where it's not perfect, but you're alive, because I don't have the heart to see you destroyed. You know, you're my baby, I still love you. Your behavior is unacceptable, but you'll always be my son, and I will always love you. You know, but this behavior will not be tolerated. So, you know, that must be dealt with accordingly. You know, you are no longer a danger to yourself or humanity. You know, I kind of think that is sort of God's mentality when it comes to Lucifer, both in fiction and real life. You know, because God's supposed to be omniscient and stuff. And so one knew Lucifer was going to turn against him before he created him, but created him anyways. You know, and then rather than smiting him like he could have, locks him up forever. You know, so I think that offers a lot of hope for people. That basically the worst of the worst, God still had hope for. And when he could have destroyed them, basically offers them a second chance. Like, you know, literally all you have to do is be sorry and come back. You know, you can come back home. You just have to be sorry and change your behavior. You know, I love you, but this behavior is not acceptable. You know, like any parent. Well, okay, rephrase. Any good parent. There are some bad parents in the world. So, you know, I'm very curious how that's going to play out with Cass and Lucifer, and God, because God's coming, and which is going to be really funny when the Winchesters find out who God is, or who God's vessel is, if that's how it is. I really hope he's God's vessel, not actually God. So that'll be interesting, but at the same time, I'm just kind of worried. Amara's torturing Lucifer thinking that it's going to get a reaction from God, but I think that if anything she does hurts Cass, it's going down. When she had that confrontation with Castiel before, she seemed surprised that she couldn't hurt him or was hurt by him. Remember that? Oh, and wasn't it sort of out of character for Sam to seemingly not care about Cass? I don't know if it's just me, but he seems sort of uncaring of Cass' situation. But Dean shut that shit down so quick, like, this is Cass, come on! And I did just switch voices right there. I do too many audiobooks for this. Hello, Dean. So, one, no, I don't necessarily think it's out of character for Sam. I think Sam is trying to keep to his original idea of the fact that, dude, we've got to stop doing whatever it takes to save each other because we're going to die. And we keep making the world worse. And we need to respect each other's decisions. And on the other hand, in season 7, when Dean lost Cass, it drove him to suicide. It broke him. And I think Sam is wanting to avoid that by trying to basically prepare Dean for it now. About the fact that it's his choice, you know, this is sort of inevitable, you know, it's a noble sacrifice, Dean, you know, he's a hero, all this other kind of stuff, you know, so that it doesn't hit Dean quite as hard. Because as bad as losing Cass would be, Sam doesn't want to lose his brother as well. You know, as I think that is literally what Sam is trying to do. He is trying to keep two people from dying in this. Anon said, how do you feel about the possible Amara-God showdown? The Horn of Joshua, as we saw, didn't do anything to her. So they're kind of setting themselves up to have her be pretty much unstoppable. And I'm really disappointed if God can't beat her because he seems to be the last real hope. Or Castiel will be if he can pull himself out of the depression and realize he's more useful and powerful and worthy than he thinks. And that the power was with him all along. My poor child, I miss him so. I think that's actually a very good idea. One, I don't think Castiel is necessarily in a depression, and that's why he's staying within himself like he is. Because he got loose when Lucifer tried to kill Sam, and I think basically Lucifer had kind of like his control over Cass was lesser at that point. But then he realized, okay, you could actually be kind of problematic if you don't like my decisions. So I'm making an executive choice to make it so you can't interfere, because you may interfere at a really bad time. You know, and last thing we need to do is get into a body argument, you know, middle of a battle. So he basically put the whammy on Cass really, really hard. And in the scene in the kitchen where Cass, basically you see him sort of get pulled to the surface, like almost to the surface, just a little bit, at the mention of Dean and the fact that, you know, that Crowley is using the one card he knows that will get through to him, which is Dean, to try and get him to expel, you know, Lucifer. About, come on, dude, Dean needs you to do this. This is important. Focus. You know, this is Dean's idea. He's worried sick about you. It's all he's talked about all episode. He's about to fight his brother, you know, because of your safety. That it's not necessarily him. It's Lucifer exerting control over Castiel and keeping him complacent. Like as if he was on drugs or something like that. He's not really able to grasp what is going on. He's not fully aware. Two, he's sort of almost like he's in his own drugged up state, like Dean gets with Amara, where he's just sort of blissed out. Cass is like that, but inside himself. And so he is perfectly contented and happy to keep watching the Golden Girls, you know, non-stop without looking away from the screen. So he doesn't even notice Lucifer and the King of Hell fighting it out near him, except for the fact that, guys, you're gonna break something. Don't mess with the TV. Anon said, Rowena! Okay, what do you think her role will be, since she's so obviously got to be important to the storyline for them to bring her back for them to dead like that, right? They wouldn't just bring her back to waste her, I would hope. I'm excited now to see what she's going to bring to the table now, for better or for worse. What do you think about it? The episode was just so much. Oh my god. I love how Cass is Dean's only priority at this point. Like, screw the darkness, we need Cass and we'll all die after. I actually have an issue with Rowena coming back. Because of the fact that, like, okay, I get that they, I guess, believe they wrote themselves into a corner and that's why they brought her back. Because they need a witch to read the Book of the Damned and the Codex and to cast the spells. Okay, well, why not Charlie? I mean, seriously, she's the one who translated the book and everything to begin with. You know, if they had to bring back a fan favorite, I vote Charlie over Rowena every day of the week. Like 5 million times over. You know, Rowena's great and all, but seriously, no, Charlie. Charlie! You know, girl is my, I want to be Charlie when I grow up. Seriously. You know, but, you know, I think Rowena was really interesting. I was kind of, I was like, okay, what angle is she working? Because she switches back and forth so hard. Because at first you think she's, okay, she switched over to Amara's side. But then at the same time, she's still, you know, she ends up spying on the Winchesters and lying to Amara about what's going on. And I don't think it's necessarily because she thinks they stand a chance against her. I don't know what is going on with Rowena. Because if she's wanting to help them stop the darkness, why'd she help the darkness? You know, why is she helping heal Amara and get her back to full power? You know, I don't understand. That is very convoluted and makes no sense. While at the same time, Rowena seems very scared of basically all of them. Especially Lucifer. And, you know, and Amara. But so I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Her whole angle makes no sense. Like I said, it completely contradicts itself like 5 ways. So I'm really, really not sure. I'm glad she's back. I'd prefer Charlie, but I'm glad she's back because, oh my god, complete sausage fest except for Amara. But at the same time, it wasn't very clear, and it was problematic. Why are all the good URLs already taken? Said, I kind of liked the episode. I almost feel bad for the angels. They've got to be down to, what, 1/10 of what they were at 6 seasons ago. The most striking scene was Castiel's mind palace being the bunker kitchen. Gotta use those sets. Not sure what to think of Dean accepting everyone's right to bodily autonomy, if it's character growth or him giving up on Cass. Really liked Rowena and Amara interacting, almost a Bechdel pass, which is tough on this show, and I love your response videos. I'm glad you enjoy them. Like I said, Cass, for Cass, the boys are home. The bunker is home. Basically, wherever Dean is home. You know, and for Dean, it's very obvious that basically for him, Cass's home is with him or them. You know, wherever they are, that's Cass's home. If it's the bunker, if it's Bobby's, if it's the back of the Impala, you know, your home is with us. You know, and I think that's really great. Unfortunately, Castiel is unaware of this, you know, because communication skills are not their greatest, you know, they need to work on those. Knife skills, gun skills, machete skills, top notch, A game, top of the class. Communicating, they suck. They fail. It's bad. It's like smoke signals on a rainy day. I mean, it's bad. They fail so hard. So, you know, it's just, like, I love the fact that Cass's, you know, safe place is basically the bunker. And I also liked Rowena and Amara interacting. I love Emily Swallow. I love Emily Swallow. I love Amara. I do. I love Amara. I hate her paired with Dean, but I love Amara. I think she's fascinating. I love her story. I think she's very interesting. I think she's very pretty. You know, I love it. Also, in complete side note, apparently they got her a better bra for this episode because it looked much better as far as with that dress. That last episode she was in, it was not flattering. You know, no. Just saying, it was distracting because I'm like, no, baby, we got to get you a better bra. Get costume. Get the costume department now. Fix this. She is too fabulous to be wearing something that unflattering. You know, no, we need a better bra under that dress. So apparently they fixed that because that bugged me really, really bad. It made her look older than it was, and just, it was not flattering at all. Apparently they got her a better bra. That made me happy. Anon said, I feel like there are 3 options when it comes to the Amara situation. I feel like she can either be beaten by Castiel and should he be God's chosen one and gathers the will to fight back, or Dean, who is the righteous man and thinks he doesn't have a hand in the fight because of their bond or whatever, but he probably could fight if given a hand of God item maybe, or God himself. Of these, which do you prefer to see? Me personally, I hope that Cass gets to be the hero in this fight. My baby needs this! I'm actually one of those rare people who actually wishes that Dean and Sam could get powers. Like, I would love it if God made damn insane. Dean and Sam, if he made Dean and Sam into basically like the new archangels. And we had Sam with powers again, except rather than demon powers, it's angelic powers. And he's, you know, hand out all this other kind of business, except he's using angelic powers and saving people's lives. And, you know, like, okay, Bamfrey is in town because we've got Cass, Dean, and Sam who are ready to kick ass, take names, and save the world. Like, the scary things better run from them. Okay, they better be afraid, you know, because the world has new protectors. You know, that personally I think would be awesome. Like, so hardcore, I am for that. What do I think possibly could happen? One, Castiel is God's chosen one. Because nobody basically loves humanity as much as he does. The other angels sort of just seem baffled by humanity. The rare ones that seem to have liked us are dead. Like Ginger Angel, killed by Metatron. Freaking douche canoe. Hate him. Hate Metatron so much. So, you know, I think it'd be great if Cass could take on God. Or not God. If he could take on Amara. But at the same time, I kind of don't want Mara destroyed. I like Amara. You know, I think she's very interesting and complex. And why does this have to end in violence and death? You know, why can't she and God just basically, you know, come to some sort of agreement, arrangement, whatever? You know, why can't they get a fresh start and figure things out without one of them having to die? You know, literally, she's kind of owed, you know, because she was locked up before humanity ever was created. She hadn't done anything wrong yet, you know, that we know of. Like, literally, nothing existed yet. What could she have done? You know? And instead, God and the angels lock her up. I'd be pissed too. If I didn't do anything wrong and you throw me into prison for all of eternity, I'm gonna be pissed off. You know, and she's basically done everything trying to get her brother's attention so she can confront him over the fact that you wronged me. You know, you and your kids wronged me. She hasn't really done anything to earn the basic hate and stuff that the angels regard her with, other than the fact that the legend of you know, the threat she poses. There's really, yeah, she's powerful, but powerful doesn't necessarily always mean bad. You know, you know, is it evil or is it just powerful? You know, is it a threat or are you just scared of the unknown? You know, these are questions they need to be asking themselves. You know, in which case, yes, she at this point has killed quite a few people. Literally, she keeps escalating because she can't get the one thing she's after, which is just to talk to her brother. You know, he will not answer her because she has tried everything. She literally went to a church to pray, you know, trying to get his attention. And he asked a priest, how do I talk to God? How do I get a meeting? I need a one-on-one. How do I do that? And he's just like, well, you pray. And she's just like, are you serious? You know, she's tried everything and she keeps escalating, you know, going, do I have your attention now? What more does it take? You know, and she's trying to provoke him because she doesn't know what else to do. You know, and she's literally, her only issue is the fact that, dude, you betrayed me. You know? And why? You know? And so she's a very interesting character. I like her a lot. And I don't want it to end with them having to kill her because I think it's undeserved. And I'm kind of at this point really scared because of all the foreshadowing in this, that how it's actually going to end. Rather than someone being the chosen one and getting to use the God weapon to use against Amara, because that would be too easy and would be a victory if that planned that they're setting up of, okay, this is our only hope. If that actually happened and that actually went through, it'd be too easy. It would be a happy ending. It would be a victory for our characters, which we already know the writers never give us. You know, that never happens. Ever. It happened at the end of season 2 when they beat Yellow Eyes, but that's about it. You know, other than that, it always ends going from bad to worse. And with Billy, from the very beginning, when she first showed up and threatened to throw Sam and Dean into the empty, and then you have basically Amara's attachment to Dean and her obsession with the fact that we'll be together forever. And Dean's like, that's not going to happen. And I kind of wonder if Billy's not going to have a hand in basically saving the world, in the fact that Dean and them are their contingency plan is going to need to use Billy. That, okay, if this doesn't work, and if the worst case scenario, I will give Amara what she wants. You know, we will be together forever. You know, in some big, I don't know, dramatic scene where, like, Dean kisses her or something. And Billy rips open a portal and throws them both into the empty. And then shuts it. And then you've got Sam and Dean Sam and Cass, who are standing there, like, at the end of season 7, while Dean and Cass got sucked to purgatory, and they're just like, what happened? What happened? In which case, of course, Dean would not tell them what his plan was. It would just be, okay, between you and me, you know, between him and Billy. And so I kind of actually am very, very scared that is what is going to happen, is that Dean is going to have Billy throw him and Amara into the empty as a last-ditch effort. You know, basically, because we're having parallels of where Sam threw himself into the cage in hell, dragging Lucifer down with him. I think Dean is going to do that this time, is he's going to throw himself into the empty, dragging Amara with him. Because like I said, if Cass is the chosen one, or Dean is the chosen one, or all three of them, Team Free Will, are the chosen ones, and they're going to join forces like the Sailor Scouts, and friendship and love are going to save the day, that'd be a victory. And that never happens on Supernatural. So I don't think that's actually going to happen. We're not going to get the chosen one saving the day. You know, you're watching Supernatural. Anonymous said, Lucifer is so bitter, mocking Dean for wanting Cass back. Did you see how much love Dean has for Cass in this episode? I am also so sad after seeing that Castiel is just so depressed and so empty and so hopeless that he just doesn't seem to care about anything anymore. I need him to fight. I need Dean to use his words and fucking get Cass back. Tell him you love him. Tell him he's your only hope. You need him. Tell him. And on the opposite of that, the only time that Cass seemed even halfway lucid and back to himself was at the moment of at the mention of Dean, when he asked Crowley if that was Dean he saw and if Dean wanted him to fight back and come back. That was the only thing that to get through. So I need Dean to keep it up, do more, fight for Cass. Oh my God. After everything Cass has done to put himself through in the name of Dean, I need Dean to finally give some of that back and save him. Show him you love and need him, damn you. Yes. Yeah, rather than I need you, we need the I love you we were originally supposed to have gotten in season 8. Which, like I said, I understand why they didn't, because of the fact that, like, you know, like Jensen said, Dean has not said it in canon since he was 4. He hasn't grown up hearing it. He's not comfortable saying it. Like his own mother told him told him she loved him, and he could not say it back. You know, it makes him very, very uncomfortable. He's going to have to man up and say it. You know, that is actually what he's going to have to do. Like, as if somehow, I don't know, but the writers seem to think apparently being bisexual or gay or something would make a person any less of a hero that they are. Like, it has anything to do with anything. Like, Dean coming out and saying he's in love with Cass literally changes nothing. Like, I'm saying, it's magically going to undo the 5 million times he's already saved the world. Or all the lives he's saved up to that point. Or the fact that he is a Banff, you know, head chopping off hunter. Who, you know, all the monsters in Purgatory knew of and were scared of. I mean, just like, come on, dude. Seriously? Really? You're stupid. You know, it's like, seriously, just get them together and have them in a healthy, happy relationship. Please and thank you. They deserve it. Anon said, how sad are you at seeing how low Castiel was within himself? It left me feeling like I'd been better off not knowing. I mean, I knew he was low and depressed, but seeing him so helpless, it hurt me because I know Cass is so much better than that. I knew he's an angel of the Lord and angels are warriors, and he's so badass and an awesome strategist, and I need him to remember it and come back to us. I want Cass to save the day and himself too. I still believe in him. Yeah, I covered that. But yeah. And like I said, I don't think he's necessarily that depressed. Yes, he's sad. But I think he's got mind whammy going on. Like, seriously, he's got the smackdown on him. So, we need, you know, gay love to pierce through the veil and save the day. It's just, that's what's going to take at this point. Let's see. Anon said, I like the idea of Dustiel. It's obvious because I follow your blog and a bunch of other Dustiel blogs, but I seriously didn't see anything Dustiel in last night's episode. I feel like I'm missing something because of all the reactions that I'm seeing are overwhelmingly positive and people are applauding the Dustiel. Please help me understand what I missed. Okay, well, one, I think somebody did a count and Dean says Castiel's name like 18 times in the one episode. That, like, literally from beginning to end, all he's worried about is Castiel. He's willing to do whatever it takes to save Castiel, that Amara, who has this major hold on him and basically puts him in his own drug-like trance and has a pull and hold over him anytime she's near him, he can't help himself and he knows it, that she has full control of him if he's anywhere near her. She's in the room with him. That Dean is in the room with both Lucifer and Amara, and the only word on his lips is Cass. You know, which one startled Amara and then sort of confused her, and you see her whole expression sort of soften, which is when she lets them free. But like literally, she had nothing on him at that point, and she was in the room with him. You know, at like super powerful at this point because Rowena had helped heal her. You know, she literally just like flicked her wrist and scared all of the crap out of heaven. You know, I mean, she's not weakened at any point. And Cass was the only thing on his mind. You know, that Cass is the only thing on his mind the whole episode. That he is really about to the point he's fixing to fight Sam. Because he's like, did you just say to me? It, Sam? It's not an it, it's Cass. You know, and the fact that, you know, it just, it's glorious. Like, seriously. Like, it's not even subtext. It just was there, blatantly. And the Bi Bros are just, I have no idea how they watch these episodes and then claim it's completely not what it is. I mean, because we're not, it's not subtext. It's in the script. 18 times. Dean saying Cass's name, worried about him, and willing to fight basically everybody and anybody about the fact that no, we are getting him first. You know, save Cass. You know, basically not even trying to destroy Lucifer. Their plan is still to work with Lucifer and like sick Lucifer on Amara. Just not in this body. No. You can't have this one. You know, we'll find you a different one. It'll be fine. It'll be great. We'll even cast a spell or something to make it durable. You can't have this body though. It's occupied. We like the person who's in it. We like that body. You know, no. You know, rather than, I don't know, trying to figure out some way to extract instead Castiel and put him in a new body. You know, that was never even an idea. It was extract Lucifer and put him in a different vessel. You know, and just, it was, yeah, so oh God, the whole episode was beautiful. Beautiful. And then, you know, you get to the end and just, oh yeah. And just, like, I had one person talking, there was a Castiel hater who was demanding to know how people can possibly think one Dean cares. I have eyes. And ears, you know. And the fact that, like, literally by the end of the episode that Dean is talking about the fact that, yeah, we will respect Cass's decision and let him go off and die. That's literally not at all what happened. Dean at the end of the episode is referring back to Sam about their decision at the beginning of the season, about the fact that, okay, we've got to stop making decisions and basically doing whatever it takes to save each other, you know, because every time we do, we make things worse. You know, we're constantly, one of us is jumping in front of the bullet to the point that this is ridiculous. We've got to stop, you know, and Dean's just like, you're right. I agree. So we'll change the way we do things, in which case they do. You know, they focus more on trying to save lives rather than taking the easy way of basically killing people in order to stop the bad guy. Like, okay, save the victims if you can, you know, and that's really great. It's really great. They needed to get back to that. And so Sam and Dean are discussing that, and Dean literally tells him, but we're going to go get that idiot and bring him back home. So to quote, what just happened was, I recognize that the council has made a decision, but seeing as it's a stupid-ass decision, I've elected to ignore it. Figure out everything else later. You know, Lucifer, Amara, the world, that's all secondary. to Dean getting Cass back. That is all he cares about at this point. That is his first priority, which he lists his priorities in order like twice in the episode. It's beautiful. And like I said, it's about willing to fight Sam, and gets pissed because Sam's just like, we should let him go. You know, is it this mouth that speaks such lies? I didn't raise you this way. So I really, really, really thought it was great. Like I said, if maybe you didn't see it the first time, maybe you need to go back and rewatch it, like some people had to. Anon said, Lucifer freaking exploded his own brother in a heartbeat. He could have exploded Crowley, but no, he just tossed him around a bit. Sometimes the writers are so clumsy in the way they handle threats to fan favorites. Logic goes out the window, and so does the suspense. Yes, explode random extra, but toss around a character that the person doing the tossing would definitely want to explode more. See, but here's the thing. If I was as sadistic in real life as I am to my characters, then my enemies, I want you to suffer before I end you. Like, I want you to suffer for a long time. I want to get creative with a crowbar and an angel blade. You know, we're going to have so much fun, break out the duct tape. You know, you and I are going to be spending a lot of quality time together. You know, meanwhile, random extra, boom. I don't need to bother with you. I don't know you. I don't care. I'm like, who are you again? Oh yeah, whatever. Don't care. And I'm like, you, on the other hand, I have major beef with. And I got some, you know, I need to express some pent-up rage. And so that is what we are going to do. And that is literally what Lucifer is doing. Like, you know, I have issues I'm going to work out through you. I'm going to express myself. So Long Butterfly said, did I hear Amara correctly? I could have sworn she called Lucifer God's first son. Please tell me the writers didn't just throw away the lore entirely. I can handle the characterizations, but forgetting the basis for the entire season 5 plot is a bit much. Buck Lemming. I digress. Anonymous said, I do love Amara, but I predicted early on that they dropped the Amara-Dean subplot by the end of the season, and it seems to be heading in that direction. I expected it to be much more intense once Dean was in her presence again, because literally the last time we'd seen them together, he was deeply affected by her. Last night, he looked no different than Sam. I wrote you episodes ago complaining about there not being any narrative thrust to that subplot, and Hell's Angel proved my point in spades. One, I think part of the reason they're having to drop sort of the Dean Amara subplot, which I don't think they've dropped it completely, is because Jensen wasn't playing ball on that shit. You know, he's literally already talked about the fact that he's you know, when he was supposed to be drawn in and they basically told him to play it drawn in, he played it as horrified, you know, and scared and like, no, absolutely not. You know, and because it is so dubious consent, non-consensual. Their relationship is non-consensual. You know, no, it's literally rapey. It's so rapey. And, you know, and I think that's part of the reason they're having to drop sort of the Dean Amara thing is because, one, Jensen ain't playing that. And he's like, no, no. This is not how my character would act. I'm being true to my character. You can't force me to do otherwise. I think they're having to drop it because Jensen, one, isn't playing ball the way they wanted him to originally. Two, they realize the fact that, hey, rapey, you know, and three, I actually, again, am thinking they're setting it up for Dean Castiel like they did in season 8, which was beautiful. So yeah. Anon said, I love how the basic rules of storytelling go flying out the door when Supernatural decides to let those two pin an episode. Rule number 1, show, don't tell. For Buck Lemming, it doesn't matter because when the show doesn't work, let's just have Sam awkwardly tell the audience what the crap was going on inside Rowena's head throughout the episode at the end so everyone is clear on what happened. This episode made me livid. I apologize, but I am looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Buck, fucking lemming. I got nothing else, dude. I got nothing else. They wrote one episode in season 1 that was so bad they got fired and told never to come back. You know, they didn't get invited back until after the executive producer stepped down, and another one stepped in and forced it to be allowed for them to come back. You know, because, oh wait, he's married to one of the team. You know, seriously, Buck Lemming. I have no words. I have plenty of words. I have no nice words. I'll put it to you that way. So, moving right along. Yeah, Buck Lemming sucks. They've actually stepped up a lot, though. Like, I will give them credit. Seriously, you've gotten better. You actually made some effort. You possibly read a book. You know, you had an editor who read behind you. Possibly, hopefully, Robbie Thompson with like a bullwhip. About the fact that, did you just know? Fix it. You know, now. I love Robbie. Hi, Robbie. Or Adam Glass to come back even and basically stand over their shoulders. But no, this is ridiculous. Fix it. Fix it now. I was so upset when Adam left. Oh my God. And we're stuck with Buck Lemming. Buck Lemming. And we lost Adam. I'm hurt down to my soul. Come back. You can blame it all on me. Anonymous said, there's been speculation about how Amara might get defeated, so I was wondering what your take on it was. Like I said before, Dean kissing Amara to distract her long enough for Billy to throw them both into the empty. That's all I got. Anonymous said, did you squeal when Mark showed up as Lucifer? I did. Oh my God, you have no idea! Conceal, don't feel, don't let it show. Because, yes, Mark Pellegrino, favorite Lucifer. I want him back hardcore. You know, I want a redemption arc for Lucifer. I want him and Sam to end up the absolute most unlikely of friends. You know, I want them to be the new Dean and Castiel, where they're just like the ultimate BAMF team, you know, and still, it like, literally, oh God, yes, you're not the worst thing ever. You know, and they begrudgingly, you know, work together, and Lucifer gets over his rejection issues. And the fact that, like, literally his main issue with Sam at this point is, you rejected me. You know, Lucifer does not take that well. You know, and so I just want to be loved. And so I really, really enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm never going to get my dream. I know it. I've made peace with that. I just want them to be the most unlikely of friends ever. So in some alternate universe they are. So, but yeah, this video was probably really long. I'm sorry. Apparently everybody had a lot of feelings about it. I loved it. Very excited. I enjoyed doing this video very much. I enjoyed getting all of your questions. You know, I'm looking forward to next week, even though we're not gonna have a new episode. So I'm looking forward to the next episode because Nancy Wan wrote it. And she's the new kid on the block, but she has proven herself very capable in the episodes she's written so far this season. Even though they're usually Monster of the Week episodes, she's good. Like, I approve. Hardcore. You got skill, kid. You know, yes. I've never heard of you before, but good. Good. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. If you liked this episode, or you liked this episode with Tanoka 1, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you didn't like it, because some people don't, bye bros, then let me know. I don't care. I don't care if you agree with me. I literally do not care if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you think I need to go jump off a cliff and die. I don't care. You know, but I would be curious to actually discuss with you if you have a differing opinion, because, you know, hey, you may make me see canon in a different way. You know, that's why it's called a discussion video. So, you know, talk to me. I will not bite you. You know, I can't. You know, I can't, you know, it'll be great. I promise to be as nice as possible. So I will see y'all next week. I am planning to do something during the hiatus. I've had a couple of people request that I basically do a book video. where I go over either books that I've read or books I plan to read. And it's just going to be a whole lot of book recommendations because I've read some awesome books, okay? If you were looking for political thrillers and stuff like that, though, I am not your girl. Because, no, I read books that usually involve supernatural. Not Supernatural the show, but like vampires, werewolves, aliens, something like that. Elves, fantasy, sci-fi, different stuff like that, because there's enough monsters in the actual real world. I don't want to read about them in my books. You know, I want to read about the things I know I'm safe from. Rather than get reminded, oh yeah, humans are monsters, just like on Scooby-Doo. The monster is always just a person in a mask. You know, so I will be doing that next week. So if you want to, you can follow me also on Goodreads. Just let me know. I'm doing the reading challenge I usually set about 25 book goal for the year because God only knows if I'll actually ever get time to read. I stay very busy. And right now I have a migraine that is killing me horribly. But so far I know so far this year I've read like 13 books, a couple of which are fan fictions for Captain America, 2 of which were excellent and in the same part of a series, and one of which was just, no. I don't know why I finished it. I don't know. I kept hoping it'd get better. I was promised great things and disappointed. So, you know, next week I will go over books. You know, I can talk about whatever you would like. I can talk about video games. I can talk about comics. I can talk about Marvel. I can talk about DC. I can show you my very awesome office that I finally finished decorating. I don't know if you saw some of the pictures that were on my Tumblr. My office is epic. Like, seriously, I've got Teen Titans, Supernatural, Captain America, The Avengers, Batman, Sailor Moon, you name it, I got it. I'm a huge, massive, massive nerd. And it's fabulous. So yeah, let me know. Like I said, subscribe, like, comment. I would love to hear from you. I'm looking forward to next week. I will see you then.